Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Hopefully this goes up in the morning. If not, forgive me. I'm going into a very detailed makeup tutorial for beginners. One thing that I do want to mention is skin prep, and you all know that I'm huge on the skin. The skin's barrier, being healthy, creating the perfect canvas before you put on makeup. So I wanted to tell you, if you're dry skin, you want to do an exfoliation at least once a week. If you're oily skin, twice a week. Also, my oily skin types, you want to use a charcoal mask because charcoal is an absorbent. It's going to pull any excess oil out of the skin that would try to seep through your foundation. The key in putting on makeup is not to bake and all this other stuff that we see happening, because it causes premature wrinkles. It also causes the sebaceous glands to malfunction. Malfunctioning means that they don't do what they're supposed to do naturally. So the drier you are, if you're an oily skin type and you try to use a lot of powders and stuff to make yourself drier, the sebaceous glands are going to move in over time to overcompensate for that area. So we don't want our sebaceous glands to malfunction. If you're dry skin, it's already malfunctioned because it's not producing enough oil. The way that we mitigate having our makeup moving around and doing some crazy stuff and still have a healthy skin's barrier is to skin prep. The first thing that I love to do in the morning is I love to go in with my rice and geranium foaming cleanser from xoxo. Then I follow it with the creme a la rose de may. And then I will go in with this Trader Joe's sunscreen that has no oxybenzone, no octinoxate. It's vitamin E and aloe in this bottle. Retails for like $5.99. This is my second one, and I sent one to my mom. I'm gonna walk you through what I'm doing and the benefits of what I'm doing and the benefits of these products in the steps of what I'm doing so that you can master your everyday makeup. Okay, beautiful friends, the first thing we want to do is prime. It can come in the form of gels, creams, or even sprays. And this creates a really great canvas for your makeup application. It helps to fill in any fine lines and pores, and it helps everything to glide on beautifully, last longer, and it doesn't look cakey. So make sure you have the right primer for your skin type. So I'm going into the Gucci foundation, and depending on the coverage you want determines what type of foundation you get, whether it's full coverage, natural, or which is light to medium. It just depends on you. I only use 2 pumps of this, and I love to tap it into my skin with a tightly packed brush because it uses less product and it distributes it onto my skin as opposed to a beauty blender that absorbs most of the product. Now I'm going into the xoxo Real Skin. This is the shade number 9. This helps to add another layer of concealing with any imperfections that's peeping through that foundation. So dark circles I have right now because I've been working overtime, but it's all good. And I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer as well in 4W to brighten up the under eye. This gives an instant lift and an awake look to the face. So make sure that you blend upward towards the ear just so everything looks lifted. And now for grooming the brows. We're going in with a spoolie that's on the back of this Gucci brow product, but I'm going to just use the spoolie, and for easy application for every day, especially when you're on the run, I find like an eyeshadow works better. I'm using the Jouer Jet Set palette and the color Blackguard, which is a beautiful black shade, and I'm just contouring out my brows, top and bottom. This is a really great way to look like your eyebrows are microbladed, FYI. My friends keep telling me that. Now, when you have hooded or slightly hooded lids, the one thing you want to create is more real estate. So you want to take that arch up a bit because it's going to give more room for eyeshadow. So I'm making sure to arch this properly, and I'm taking the tail more towards the ear and not downward because, again, we have hooded or slightly hooded lids. So we, again, want to create more real estate. And now I'm just filling in the brows with whatever product is left on that brush, and if I need more, I'll just go back into Blackguard. But of course, I'm going to lighten this up as well, just because if you have light hair, you want to use a lightening product to have lighter brows. But I love using the Blackguard first because it helps me to contour my brows properly. I can see better. Now I'm going in with a flat paddle brush and back into the Real Skin in shade number 9. I am in love with this concealer. It works so beautifully, and I'm going to use that to clean up my brows. Of course, cleaning up the brows, you can use a much lighter concealer underneath the brows if you're looking to do a brow bone highlight, but not on top because we don't want the halo. However, this concealer, as you can see, is more my skin tone because, again, this is an everyday makeup look and I'm not going for too much drama, but just to really look, you know, effortless, naturally glam. So I like to look down when I'm cleaning up the top of my brows because this allows me to really have precision and to carve out my brows the way that I want it. And you're gonna blend all of this in either with this small brush or you can use a bigger foundation brush. But the key is, friends, to blend this out, okay? And to take your time. And remember that brows are sisters, they are not twins. So I'm just blending this out with the Chanel foundation brush, which came with the Chanel foundation that I had bought some time back that I did a review on. Now we're going into the Dior Brow Show in 002. This is a repurchase. This has a nice light brown tint to it. So I use this to brighten up my brows. And as you can see, it's lifted that black from being so intense on my brows and bringing in that nice subtle contrast. Now, the Fenty Honey Setting Powder. I'm in love with this, friends, but a little bit goes a long way. I look up and I make sure to set in that concealer. And then I go in with this beautiful Pro Filter foundation powder that Fenty sent out to me. And I'm using it more like a face powder or press powder. And I've been enjoying this with foundation and without foundation. This is just blurring. It's beautiful, it's lightweight, and it is my perfect shade. This is the shade 400, and the shade 410 I'm going to put in a giveaway. Now I forgot my lips, so I'm just going in with the Chanel lip balm. And for the Jackie Aina palette, this is where I love to, you know, create some beautiful colors during the daytime. I'm going into Big Wig. This is a beautiful purple shade, and I'm stamping that onto my lids. And an everyday look doesn't have to be complicated. It can be seamless and easy. And now I'm going in with the shade Ginger just to blend out any harsh lines. And I've used the Chantecaille Faux Seal Longest Lash Mascara that grows your lashes. I absolutely love this mascara. And now for bronzing, we're using the Fenty Mocha Mami and going in with the shape of a number 3, starting with the forehead into the jawline and underneath. It really does give a beautiful warmth to the skin. And now for lashes, beautiful friends. I love lashes, and these are the style Opulence, one of my favorite styles from the Chandelier Luxe Lash Collection. And I wait for it to get tacky before I put it on my lid. And I'm just centering this in the middle. And make sure you cut your lashes because you don't want them to be too long. Manufacturers make it super long because everybody's eye shape is different. And you want to manipulate this to really suit your natural lash line. So look down and then clamp your fingers onto your natural lashes and the falsies so no one can see your natural lashes underneath the falsies. But take your time with this. Also, another hack is to use a blow dryer just to make sure it stays on really well. Now I go underneath my lash line with that same black heart shade. Of course, you can use a eyeliner or a liquid liner to conceal, and that's what this is doing. It's concealing where you placed the eyelashes, so no one can see where it started. And I'm taking that above to also conceal any glue or any, mishaps that might have happened putting on your lashes. And now into the classic. This is Max Raisin, a beautiful flush of color. That's what blushes do. They actually bring in and create shadows, gives you a sun-kissed glow. It also just is one that, you know, makes you look healthy, and they come liquid powder or cream. And then I finish this off with the Fenty Pro Filter powder. And this just brings everything together, this final step. It just mitigates any lines of delineation if there's any, and just finishes off the look for me. Now for lips, we're going into the Chanel Duo. I am in love with this Duo lip product because it has color on one side and lip gloss on the other. Look how pretty that is, friends. And going on to the lip gloss side, I'm just using clean fingers, and I'm just going to tap that in. And this is the finished look. I hope you love my everyday makeup tutorial.